This should be a pretty quick video. It's like 26 where I am, which is never ever the case. And you can see my breath, which should never be the case. But just a quick lesson for today is I feel very defeated, and it's important to know that, like, I've tried many different business things and many different, literally anything in life, but I like to specifically talk about business related things. I've tried to start many businesses, and every single one of them has pretty much completely failed, and most of them haven't even made any money. And after a certain amount of times, like probably sixth or seventh try now, you start to get this weird feeling or reputation with yourself that like nothing's gonna work. And today was kind of one of those days of like, oh well, I'm working on something, and it's like, well, kind of feels like it's just gonna be another one of those doesn't works. And it's important that when you do get there, which I feel like it's normal to get there, and when people do, that instead of giving up and taking that as your hint to stop, take that as just absolutely nothing. Completely ignore it as if it was never there, and then just keep moving forward. And that's kind of what it takes to win, I think, because I think a lot of people get to this point, like their fifth, sixth, seventh failure, and they're like, oh well, just nothing I'm ever going to do works. But what they're not realizing is how much they learned from each of those previous ones and how much they've grown since the first try. And it takes somebody who's a little bit indifferent to failure in order to succeed, because like I said, I've probably failed six or seven businesses. So I'm freezing. I probably failed six or seven businesses now, and when I say businesses, I mean like anything, like side hustles, anything, like the littlest of things that will make me the littlest of money. And I failed so many times that it feels like none of them are ever going to work. And it took a second for me to stop and be like, yes, this is how it's supposed to feel. And I should probably keep going. And eventually I'll be like, huh. So it really does take like 15, 20, 30 failures before you even see any sort of success at all. And just if you ever feel like you failed so many times that maybe it's just not for you, it's not going to work, pretty confident that that's a normal thing, and you should just ignore that thought. Keep going. Pretend like it's your first business. Pretend like it's your first time every single time, and eventually it'll work. I like the saying that like 9 out of 10 businesses fail, but I reframe it as 9 out of 10 businesses stop trying, because the only reason they fail is because they stopped trying. They might have gone out of business, but they very well could have just started a new one. So 9 out of 10 businesses may fail, but 9 out of 10 businesses also give up. And so if you feel like giving up because you failed 9 times, it's the 10th time that matters.